Okay, here I am. You can tell it's me. You can look at me and see it's me and be more comfortable. And that's the end of that. That's the end of that cult of personality. Let's take a look at the today's topic is the fundamental foundation of how you get a good finish with a brush. It has to do with two things. High school football, no. Paint and a brush. That's it. Get the right brush and you get the right paint, and it's really hard to goof it up. Now what I've got here to look at are I've got one kind of paint which has been, oh my, what can we say about this? This has been taken off the market. It's been gone for a while now. This was a very popular item with our friends in model railroading. It's Pollyscale. And I'm not going to go into all the sordid history of Pollyscale and what happened to it, but let's just say it was sad. Let's just say there was a sad business there. This is great paint. These paints represent maybe, I don't know, kind of the best of what's out there right now. Revell, I'm not saying that any one particular color is the best or anything like that. I'm just saying that in general, these brands are good. Revell Aquacolor, Vallejo Model Color, they didn't used to be very good, but over the past 15 years, they've really improved. It's now really, really good. And this stuff is made by an artist paint company, Golden. This is called So Flat, and it is really good. Now, why am I not just saying, my friends, just go with the best, because the best just isn't on the market anymore. The phenomenon that's occurring here is that in ways that really are deeply disturbing. The marketplace we all believe in, the marketplace of capitalism and stuff like that. It's taken good products off the market throughout history. Things that were really, really good have simply disappeared. And this is one of them right here. And it's not just this product that went off the market. Everything from testers that has to do with hobby of plastic model kits has gone away. Okay. So I'm going to take this paint, though, as impossible to get as it may be in the near future. You can still get this in some places, but it's tough. I'm going to take this paint, and I'm going to show you how it works, so you'll have an idea. Oops. Oh, yeah. Now, see, this comes in a jar. And the jar is as old-fashioned as it comes. This is old-fashioned. Here I am stirring. You know, the cool kids, the hip kids, the kids that are going to be like class president, they get these plastic bottles and they shake them. And they're young. They're young, hip people. I'm old. I stir. Okay? And I don't think shaking works. In fact, I'm going to take this bottle of paint. I'm going to take this bottle of model color and I'm going to cut it. I'm going to place an incision here all the way around, a circular linear incision to decapitate it. And then I'm going to scoop all this paint out of here and put it in a jar. You're going to be able to see that on this channel. That's going to be an exciting episode. Let me tell you. Stay tuned. And what I'm doing to this stuff here, this is Pollyscale. You can read that, I think. Pollyscale. Pollyscale has a fascinating history. We're going to go over that someday. But whenever you use any paint, you've got to stir it. Notice, as I stir it, I pull out the stir stick. These are barbecue skewers that I have cut up. Barbecue skewer cut up. With some wire cutters. Anyway, here we go. Stirring away. And I get it so that it's pretty darn thin. See that? You're going to want to make a mental note of that. Or whatever you want to, you can make an unmental note. What kind of notes you make. Because that's really thin. Now let's get a brush that doesn't cause us heartburn. This is a camel hair brush. Okay? And this is my test surface right here. I'm going to fill that brush up in ways that you're not supposed to do according to the experts. You know what? I'm an expert, and I say this is it right here. Watch this, boys. What did I just do? What did I just do? I just put on a coat of paint that covered this, even though it's very thin paint. There are some parts and places where you can see through it. Yeah, I mean, come on. We're covering black and white checks. I mean, that's about as difficult as it gets. One coat. I'm going to just put on another big old blob. One coat. Notice how I'm pulling that brush along. One coat and we get pretty much coverage. Complete coverage. Total coverage. Total. Okay. What else does this paint do? Well, when it dries silky smooth. There are no brush marks in it. And it looks like it's been sprayed on. So what do we call this paint? This Pollyscale paint. We call it good. We call it the best. We call it the paint of all time. We also call it the out of production, taken off the market. Somehow doesn't make it in capitalist America paint. That's what we call that paint. So today's episode has been about paint that you can't buy. Sorry. And you can still get this on eBay, and there's occasionally you're going to find it in a hobby store. But this is the paint that I learned to use, and I still have a pretty good sized collection of this. Does this mean that you can't paint unless you have this kind of paint? No, it doesn't mean that. These other paints will work. They will work. But you're going to have to learn how to make them work. And that begins with thinning, and that's the subject of our next episode. So until then, toodles.